I'm very sure there's going to be a long intro to follow, so let me just start by saying this. If you are looking around the internet because you've looked at pebble dash removal and either you can't do it or it's too expensive, and you're looking at what your alternate options are to get rid of that horrible grey pebble dash outside your house, watch this video. I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. This is the £100 Extreme Home Makeover. I'm back! Hello there. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. If you're not new, you might know what happened a couple of weeks ago. My laptop was stolen from my hands outside of Finsbury Park, which was very upsetting at the time. I am over it now. We've got a new one. It was an expense we didn't expect and it hurt. But it's fine. We've got a new laptop, which means we're back doing videos. I can edit again. It's all going to be fine, is what I'm telling myself. The good news is that the video that I was working on, which is this video you're watching right now, is the renovation of our pebble dash. Because this took multiple weeks, it has been sat both on the laptop being edited and on the external hard drives. So in that moment that laptop was ripped from my hands and he cycled away, all I could think about was my video and the fact that I had lost my video, and I was so upset. This is something, it's probably the most exciting thing that we've done in this house so far, and I know it's just a video and I'm very happy that like I didn't get hurt or something worse could have happened, etc. Like I'm feeling very lucky, that's all great, but I was sad about my video. So I came home after a couple of days of trying to find the laptop. It turned up in a flat somewhere in London. No one in the flat would give me the laptop. The police are not helping, which is completely understandable. There's far more serious things going on in this city than my laptop. But once I'd reached acceptance, the 5th stage of laptop grief, I decided to take a dig through my external hard drives, and lo and behold, every single bit of footage was on these. So I'm in much better spirits. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you have, I'm so happy to be doing another video. I'm so happy to be back. This is great. Life is good. I'm not upset about anything anymore. We're all fine. So that means I'm finally doing the intro for our Pebble Dash renovation video, and I could not be more excited. So I'll start to give you a little bit of context about why we chose to paint our Pebble Dash and the decisions leading up to that. When we first bought this house, my intention was 100% to remove the pebble dash, like physically remove the pebble dashing from the bricks and re-render the bricks and make the bricks all pretty so that they can match some of the slightly nicer looking houses on our road. But then we started getting quotes. Tom and I aren't on massive salaries and we have an entire house to do. And so, as with pretty much every part of this renovation so far, my idea has been here, and then cost and logistics have slowly knocked my ideas to a much more manageable level every single time. And Pebble Dash was one of those things. The quotes that we got for Pebble Dash, some of the cheapest were around £4,000 to £5,000, which isn't terrible. It will literally transform your home. The houses on our road that don't have Pebble Dash do look beautiful, but it's not something we need to do right now. And if we're gonna have this house for 10 years, if we're gonna live here for ages, if we're gonna go move abroad and come back to it, we've got all the time in the world to remove the Pebble Dash. And right now our money is much better spent on the inside of the house, which is our priority. So then the second option was painting the Pebble Dash. Now we had scaffolding out the front and back for the loft conversion, and the scaffolding was going to be going in a couple of days. So it basically just happened very quickly, where one morning I woke up and I thought, screw it, I'm gonna paint the house. We don't have the money to remove the Pebble Dash. There is no way I'm sticking with that grey Pebble Dash. We've gotta do something. Our neighbors had actually painted their Pebble Dash and it did look amazing. They'd got someone professional in to do it, also didn't have the budget for that. So I finally worked out how to paint PEBBLEDASH. I then started looking into those spray guns, but masonry paint is a lot thicker than regular paint, so it also wasn't suitable. So then I found myself trolling through videos, and yeah, it basically turns out you use a masonry roller and then you also use a brush. We already had the scaffolding, so it wouldn't cost a dime. All I had to do was get masonry paint and get cracking. And that's exactly what I did. Okay, not been driving around for a while. Going to get some paint and be a little bit bougie today. I'm gonna be painting the outside of our house with farrow and ball, which are words I never thought I'd say or something I never thought I'd do. We do not have the budget for that. But Farrow and Ball seems to be the only paint company that does the really dark, rich masonry paint, which is paint that I think is weather resistant. It's like outdoor paint. It's a lot thicker and hardier. I mean, there's others that do it, like Lick does it. I think there's another brand that does it, but they only order online and sample pots take a week and like, you know, time is money. Because if we decide to get these samples and wait, the scaffolding's being taken down next week. So it's, to get that scaffolding back up will be another £500, which is a lot more expensive than the paint. So it seems extravagant, and on our budget, it is extravagant given how much more paint you use externally than internally, but it's gotta happen. Okay, an update. They didn't have any Farrow and Ball paints and they didn't have any dark paint, but they did have a Valspar mixer where they can mimic any sort of paint color. So I gave them 4 colors. They're all Farrow and Ball colors because they're kind of dark and rich and kind of what we're looking for. And I'm going to test these. The problem is if I test these and decide not to go ahead, we've got 4 massive blotches of paint on the outside of our house. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe on this wall, because we'll probably change this wall anyway. I'm going to ask Tom. I'm not confident in this kind of stuff. Okay, we've decided to go brave. We're painting it no matter what. Over there. And then we can step back and see the house.
Sounds like a plan.
You're going to say yes to whatever, aren't you?
Good luck, Alton.
Okay, first up is mole's breath. Tom, it's gonna be awful to paint.
Really?
It's so hard. Next up is Inchira Blue, I think. Then we have Stiff Key Blue, which I think I'm gonna like this as much. It's quite bright from what I remember. Ooh, love this. And then Downpipe. Oh wait, no, maybe Downpipe is the one that was a bit brighter. Should I be concerned that the PEBBLEDASH is literally falling off our house as we paint? I think I like that one best, but I think it's safer to go with that one. Tom, I need your reactions. What are you thinking?
Interesting. Oh. In that one?
Which one?
That grey?
The darker grey. Yeah. I think that's the safer one,
yeah.
But I love that, the one next to it.
What, the blue one?
No, the greeny blue. I think that one's so nice, but I feel like over an entire house it might be a bit intense. Okay, we can't make our minds up. We're starting to feel a bit braver and going for that. The grey is safe. The sage-ish colour is so cool. We are replacing the front door and we're redoing the pointing all white, so screw it, I'm going with sage. It is several hours later. Me and Pascal still hard at work.
Dabbing still.
Dabbing. Poking the wall with a paintbrush and hoping it sticks. You can't really see the colour here, but it's looking great. We've also redone the bit at the top there. You can see it's white and still beige underneath, but yeah, I think it's gonna look really good. What do you think, Pask?
Yeah, no, it's looking good, you know. Best looking house in Balamory now.
I've never seen Balamory, so Pask just explained. They're all different colours.
Yeah, in the best coloured houses.
Are any of them exposed brick? Because those are really
no, that'd be tacky for that.
Are you joking? You wouldn't find that in Balamory.
Crikey, look at that. Great job if you ask me.
Okay, first reaction. Oh no.
If that bit, we should just finish that bit.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I like the blue.
Yeah.
Okay. We just got back from the cinema and I left these in soak while I was gone. And very interesting part of painting PEBBLEDASH
Like
is
you
just
scraping
how
off.
many pebbles end up in your masonry brushes. It's insane. Surely it shouldn't be that hard to remove then, and we've decided not to and paint it. I don't know. But that's it for today. We're gonna go to bed, be up early in the morning, and I am guaranteeing you the house will be done by the end of the day tomorrow.
The house? The whole house is going to be done?
The front of the house. The painting the front of the house will be done by the end of the day tomorrow. It's Monday, 2 p.m. And I've got to be honest with you, the front of the house isn't done. I know I was cocky, but I was too cocky. Like, I honestly am so glad that we didn't go for grey. I think it just would have, like, you're not being brave if you're going for grey. Obviously it looks clean and beautiful and amazing, and I think the grey versus the white would look really good, but the blue, whatever this colour is, I think it's just, yeah, it's a little bit more out there and I love it. We've just got loads of compliments on it. I'm happy with it. I think the colour that we've got versus the newly painted white looks really fresh. Now for PEBBLEDASH, painting PEBBLEDASH, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I read so many things, people saying it's hard work, and it is, right? The texture of the PEBBLEDASH means that the roller barely gets to it. You end up with a paintbrush in hand, paint on the end, and just stabbing the wall over and over again. We worked on it pretty much all day for 2 solid days, and we're close. We're really, really close. We're not there yet, but we are very close. What I will say, for all the people on all the forums, for all the people on all the videos who said, don't paint your PEBBLEDASH, it's too much work, it takes a week, that's not right. It's not that hard. It's long, and your arms and your neck are gonna hurt from just stabbing at the wall for ages. It is gonna be a long job, but it's not impossible. And in terms of stuff we've done in this house, you put on music, you wait until the day that the sun's out, and you just crack on with it. It's fine to do. Unfortunately, there are still some bits that we need to get to, such as where the scaffolding is touching the wall, where we can't reach around the scaffolding. So we are gonna have to go up there with a ladder, but it'll only be for the finishing touches and not for the entire front face of the house. Overall, pretty damn good weekend. I'm gonna be a bit of a brat right now, but 30 degrees today. The hottest day we're gonna see this year, without a doubt. I hope I'm wrong, but 30 degrees today. And I thought, what a great day to paint and finish painting the outside of the house. Despite going on about a south-facing garden, who knows how many times, seem to forget that the front of our house doesn't get sun until later in the day. And look at this. Where I need to paint, where the sun is. That's just cruel, right? So close to the sun. But maybe if I do the job very slowly, it'll eventually hit me. So I wanted to explain the reason I'm painting the way I am. So doing blue up until a certain point, and then doing the white paint, and then going back and doing blue. And basically it's because wherever I'm painting white tends to be a kind of flat surface, and wherever I'm painting blue is the PEBBLEDASH. I'm obviously using duct tape to get a really good finish, and duct tape on PEBBLEDASH is basically useless because it's so textured and it can't stick. But duct tape on a flat surface does work. So what I tend to do is do all the messy stuff, just stabbing away at the PEBBLEDASH. And then when I get to the kind of edge, I leave it. I'll then paint it white where it needs to be white. And then once the white has dried, I'll add duct tape to the white and then stab at the PEBBLEDASH up until the duct tape. I hope that kind of made sense. I'll show you what I mean now. That's basically how I've achieved about as straight of a line as I possibly can over here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you here what I mean about doing the white first. Paint all the white, let it dry over the course of the day, and then I've just frog taped exactly where I'm gonna paint the blue to try and get a clean line. And then I'm hoping, this is a good example, you pull it away a little bit more. And then, I mean, it's not my best work, but it's a relatively straight line. Maybe this one will be better. Nice. And that's your nice and relatively neat edging. Done exactly that to all of the front wall. And it's done. I mean, there's still a couple of bits down here I need to do, but I just wanted to do the edging to see how it would look, and I'm happy with that. It's not the nicest wall. I definitely think the neighbors' walls that go down and have a little bit more of a pattern like these, I definitely think they look nicer, but for free, just to use up the paint we've already got, I'm happy with that. It's literal months later. I'm gonna tell you what happened, but I'm gonna start again. I recorded the whole story and my viewfinder tells me I've been talking to the camera for 8 minutes. So I'm really gonna have to rein this back. Basically, we let our scaffolders know in June that we were ready for the scaffolding to come down, and probably about 6 to 8 times they arranged a date and time, they said they would be there, and they just didn't turn up. This happened over the course of 8 weeks. They kept saying they were coming, they didn't come, kept saying they were coming, they didn't come. And basically I found out from a bunch of forums that this is something that happens all too often. So scaffolders will put up their scaffolding, and it makes sense from a business perspective, but it's very irritating from a homeowner perspective. And basically they will leave the scaffolding outside. Not all companies, I assume. Obviously I don't think every scaffolding business does this, but some of them, the ones that make people go to forums out of frustration, leave the scaffolding up in front of the house until they have another job. For us, that was 2 months. The only thing that worked was me eventually sending a message saying, please consider this 7 working days notice, that we demand the removal of the scaffolding from outside our property. I went full AS level law and told them what needed to happen, and they still didn't turn up, to be honest. It did not work, but eventually they came. And the scaffolding was removed. Now, if I were to do it again, and I don't know if any companies would accept this, I would never pay fully for scaffolding again. I would pay, and I would reserve some money for when the scaffolding's removed, because honestly, I feel like that's probably the only way to get them to remove it. And maybe, you know, there's a bunch of companies out there that actually do take it and take it to a storage facility, or you know, wherever they see fit, but ours didn't. And they had really, really good reviews, and I don't know how, because that was the But anyway, the scaffolding's now gone. It's 2 months later, and I can get cracking on the finishing touches of this house. So you might be able to see some bits there that we couldn't get to just because we couldn't get a freestanding ladder in front of the scaffolding. And then you might be able to see the little dots up there, and that's where the metal from the scaffolding was touching the house, so couldn't get behind there either. And then a couple of little areas where the scaffolding just meant we couldn't really get round corners. I haven't really given it a thought how I'm going to paint up there, but I might just hang myself out the window. And then you can see the bit by the window's been repainted and already got dirty, but down here hasn't. So I'm going to give all of this a good clean, probably a bit of a garden, and then got to paint and finish all of these finishing touches. So I've just tried all around the bottom to dig up and get a little bit lower than where those rocks sit, so that we can paint the white all the way to the bottom, put the rocks back, and it's a really clean finish. As you can see, when I don't go all the way to the end, it looks quite horrific. But when I did that the other day, I did not have it in me to clean the wall as well. So I'm just gonna give all of this a big wipe down. Clean the top of these as well. As you can see, the really heavy rain we've had has made it a little bit dirty. And then for most of the pre-work, you can just get one of these and brush down all of this bit here to kind of get rid of all the muck before you paint. I found an egg under my gravel. How long has it been there? It doesn't smell. How long has it been there? Very easy way to get Tom to do something is saying I'm too short. Not entirely sure how I feel about the setup, but it seems to be working. All of this is clean. As you can see, well, I think I almost got it right, that as we put the little rocks back in their place, you can't even tell it used to be a different color. It's already getting dirty, which is annoying, but I think it worked. It definitely didn't work over there, but I'm gonna pretend I can't notice it. We will be retiling that whole section and making it look nice, but with all the building stuff coming in and out and the extension and loads more work to do, I don't think there's any point making the ground look good because it is gonna get dirty again. And that is a wrap on the PEBBLEDASH renovation video. It took so much longer than we expected, but admittedly 2 months of that was waiting for the scaffolding to go down. I do honestly feel like you can do it in a weekend, maybe in 2 weekends. Just get as many hands on deck as you possibly can. You'll see in the grand reveal in a second that there's still a few things to do. We need a new front door, but there's no point getting that until, of course, the house is finished. We need new front garden tiles. This is the kind of thing we're thinking, so beautiful, but again, as we're lugging in stuff for the extension and carrying on doing up the house, there's absolutely no point getting that yet. And we're gonna give the roof tiles a little bit of a clean and all of that. So there's still more to do. I want to get one of those cute little hanging plants outside the house too, but the bulk of it is done. And honestly, it just came to the grand cost of £100. We got the biggest pot that you can get from Valspar at B&Q, and we just got a thing of masonry paint from Toolstation, I believe. So it was so cheap. We used old paint rollers. We had a masonry paintbrush from the back of the house. It was a hell of a lot cheaper than that £4,000 to £5,000 that removing the PEBBLEDASH was going to be. So I'm really happy with how it went. Here is what it looked like before. Gutted I didn't get any good videos of it when we first moved in, but here's some pictures of what it looked like. And this is the grand reveal. Please be nice. I know the front door doesn't go with the color of the house. I know we've still got a lot to do, but honestly, it's been the biggest transformation and it's really started to make it all feel like home. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do give the longest video it's ever taken me to make a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And if you'd like to follow along on our journey doing up this little Victorian house in East London, please do hit subscribe. We upload videos every single Wednesday when I don't have a stolen laptop. We're back to regular programming, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.